We are doing a very interesting experiment today based on soil. We have in hand few experiments. The first one we are going to do is making a proper soil profile. Now you can see there are some equipments kept. So first one by one I will show you. For the first experiment I have taken a proper proportion of soil, and this soil that you find here, you can see it in camera that it is having all types of soil, humus soil, gravel, and then few stones are also there which I will remove because it might be a hindrance in our performance. So this soil I am going to add in this measuring cylinder. This is having 500 ml capacity, and here I am going to add this soil approximately up to this marking. I will keep 150 or maybe 100, and then after that I am going to add simple water. Here I do not need to use any distilled water as I am going to make the soil profile and this has to be kept for at least 1 day. So I don't have that much time in hand. So let me first show you that what is the first step. The first step is adding. Then one by one all the steps I will be doing. You can add with your approximation. For this you may not use any balance or something, because this is going to prepare the soil profile. As we know, we have studied also about soil profile that it has got the lowermost layer having the gravel, and then on top of that the sandy layer comes, and the toppest layer or the topmost layer rather is composed of humus. So as I have said, I have added 100. Up to 100 I have added. You can add little bit more also so that your profile helps you to understand. I'll add whole of it. I have added a little more than 100. Here it's 150. So 125 you can take it. Okay? And then after this I'm going to add simple water. I'm not using any distilled water, because for profile making I don't need to use that much. Let me see how much water I have added. It was 125 and now it has gone up to 350. And after this I am going to shake this.
Morning, madam. Hello.
This has to be shaken well. I have tried my level best to shake it. Now this will require some time, at least 1 day. I don't have that much time. So what I will do, I will wait for this to settle down. Here the layers of soil will be settling down. As I have said, the bottommost layer will be of gravel, and then the sandy layer, then a fine soil layer, and on top will be the humus. This is according to the theory, but our observation is going to help us learn the subject more. So I am going to wait for some. Hello students, back to our next experiment. The next experiment is about water holding capacity. That is how much a soil is able to hold the water. That means the retention power of the soil. How good is your soil for the crops? Now you can see over here, there are two types of soil I have kept. One is the garden soil, another is the roadside soil. I want to check out that 25 gram each I have taken. I want to check out that after taking in water, how much water it is giving us. The first recording will help us to understand that yes, this much water I have added. As you can see, 2 beakers I have taken water, 100 ml water, 25 gram this garden soil, 25 gram roadside soil. So if I am going to add 100 ml water, and how much water it is giving us back. Values what we get, we will subtract and we will find out how much water the soil could retain or sustain. So first, this was the theory part. Now I am going to do the experiment. What I need is, as I said, 2 beakers I have taken separately because I want a correct measurement. Here 100 ml of water, here also 100 ml of water. 2 types of soil, as I said, garden soil and roadside soil, 25 grams each, and 2 measuring cylinders which are showing the markings, and it will help me to learn better. That's why I have taken these two measuring cylinders. It is up to 100 ml. I have adjusted. You can take two funnels and you can see these filter papers, nothing to do, you just fold them in this manner. I am not folding it because already I have done, so do not want to waste these filter papers. I have done this work. You can put little bit of water at its side, not much because this is a dried soil. I want to check out water holding capacity, so much if I am going to add water now only, it will not help me to understand the correct. Next is I have kept these two funnels with the filter papers and I am going to add first the soil into it. So first I will do with one, that is the garden soil. I am going to add this is the percolation method we are adopting. And this is the roadside soil. Remove the gravels. The soil has already been dried. In dried condition I have kept. So I'm going to remove this and now slowly, gradually I am going to add the 100 ml water into it. So first I will start with this one. When you are adding water, make sure that the water you add is not much. Slowly, gradually you add whole of the water and you will find that water has started dripping also into this funnel. What we will be doing is, we will be taking the measurements or the recordings rather, how much water it has given us back. We have added 100 ml and how much it has given us back. This was our garden soil, this was our roadside soil. Now it is taking time, so I need to wait. In the meantime, I can put something to stir it up. So that this stirring, what I am going to do, the only reason, thank you students, the only reason is that I don't want any air space to be kept. This will take some time. In the meantime, I am going to add this funnel. This is of roadside soil. Okay, so students, one step I need to show you that as I have added water, 100 ml water, you can see that the garden soil has already some water in it. That's why it is taking longer time to percolate through, and you can check out the dripping of the water. Here also it is dripping, little bit is still left to be added. Remember, when you are adding water, it should not be that you are adding water in such a way that it spills off. Okay, it should not come out from the funnel in that way. It only should be through the filter paper. So please add water very slowly and gradually, making sure that it doesn't come over. Okay, so students, one step I need to show you that as I have added water, 100 ml water, you can see that the garden soil has already some water in it. That's why it is taking longer time to percolate through, and you can check out the dripping of the water. Here also it is dripping, little bit is still left to be added. Remember, when you are adding water, it should not be that you are adding water in such a way that it spills off. Okay, it should not come out from the funnel in that way. It only should be through the filter paper. So please add water very slowly and gradually, making sure that it doesn't come over. Okay students, now we are on to our final step. I have added 100 ml water each of these two funnels you have seen me. One was the garden soil, another was the roadside soil. 100 ml water has gone into the soil and it has percolated through the filter paper. Now the recordings are there in front of me. Still I can find 1 or 2 drops are dripping through this funnel mouth, you can see. Still approximation I can do that this is the garden soil. 100 ml water was added into it and approximately, because 1 or 2 drops are still coming out, 67 ml it is giving us recording. 67 ml is water is present over here. That means 100 minus 67, that is 33 ml water it has hold. It has it in itself. Now let me compare this one with the other one. The other one, that is the roadside soil. As I have said, again the same thing was there. The soil content was same. Water content was also same, 100 ml. Now what is happening is the recording says that it is 30. It is 61. This is 67. This is 61. 61 ml water is recorded over here. That means 100 minus 61, that is 39 ml. So here it is 33 ml. Here it is 39 ml. This has given us more water. The roadside soil has given us more water. That means it could not hold that much of water. But the garden soil is a better soil quality. That's why it could hold the water. Though the time has passed 10 to 15 minutes and still now 1 or 2 drops are dripping. So this is the basic observation and the inference that we have got. Now the first experiment that I have done with the soil profile, you can check out. I have allowed it to settle down. Still it is requiring some more time. As I said, to get a very clear soil profile you need 1 or 2 days. I don't have that much time. You can see the layers. The bottommost layer, it is of gravel. You can take a recording also that how much it is taking. That is the layer, how much it is taking. And then comes on top of that gravel layer comes the sandy layer, then the water layer, and on top this layer that you find is the humus layer. Okay, so this is the soil profile. The second experiment is also done. I have explained. Now I am going to do the third one. For the third one, I will just keep this aside for some time. This is going to help us learn the pH value. We don't have a pH meter at this moment. We do not have a pH indicator, universal indicator solution also. So I am going with the simple pH strips that we have. It is present with us. So we are going to use this one only, the strips. And I am going to make it very simple. I am not going to have any filtering method. Simply I am going to take little amount of soil into these test tubes. Only work that I will be doing, I will be having different types of soil. I have with me, already I have shown you, garden soil, roadside soil, and the blackish soil is the humus soil. But what is important to understand, when I am adding to these test tubes, I am going to add distilled water here, because here I am going to check the pH value. So little bit I will add. This is the garden soil. You have to remember, this is the garden soil. This is the roadside soil I have taken. And next comes the humus soil. Now I am going to add this distilled water, which is very clean, into these test tubes. You can filter it also. This soil solution, you can do one more work. You can filter this and then do it. Otherwise, you can do it simply. You can use a pH meter also. If you are filtering it, then what you need to do, you have to collect the filtrate, and the filtrate that you have collected has to be taken in test tubes, and then you have to add your, if you are using the indicator solution, you have to add that. So students, we are right now back to our pH finding experiment. As I have taken garden soil, then the humus soil and the garden soil, roadside soil and the humus soil. These three categories of soil I have taken. I found the solution was quite unclear, so I have done little bit of filtering, and after filtering, the filtrate that I have got, this is of the garden soil, though it is not filtered completely, because here you can find this is settling. I have not done this for this one because it is taking long time, but for this one I have done. This is the roadside soil and this is the humus soil. You can filter this, it's not that you can't, you can do it, but it is taking too much time, and so I am going with the topmost portion only. I can find out my values from there. So what I will be using is, I'll just remove these filter papers, and you can do one work, that you arrange these strips on the tile, and then with the dropper you can add drop by drop your soil filtrates into these pH papers. These are the pH papers. You can have a tile for that purpose. Otherwise, to make it very simple, what I have done, this is the garden soil. I am going to dip this pH paper, which will give me a value. And seeing the color, I will match with the color band. It will require some time. This will require some time, 5 to 10 minutes. When the paper will dry, I will be matching with this pH broadband booklet. According to the matching, I can say that this garden soil pH value, what it will be. The color, it has to dry little bit, then I can get the exact color. This is of the garden soil. This is of the roadside soil. Let me see. You can use a dropper also. Garden soil, roadside soil and humus soil. So in this way, you can even test other types of soil also. For a riverside soil, what will be your value? Okay. But you need some time, 5 to 10 minutes. Let these strips dry up little bit. Then you match with your booklet, pH paper booklet, and according to that you can say whether the soil is acidic, whether the soil is alkaline, what will be its pH value. Other method is also there, that is the pH indicator solution is there, universal reagent is there, pH meter is there. There are various methods that you can apply. I hope you liked this part and you will be practicing. It's quite simple.